Now, the important thing is who are Aryans and from where they came, because there are various theories about Aryans. Some told that they are invade India from North Pole. Some other told that they are from belong to Central Asia. So various theories. We have to read all these. We are not sure or certain about anyone, but we have to aware about all. So Vedic Aryans were the author of Vedic hymns or Veda text. Aryans were considered a race in the 19th century BC. Okay, 19th century BC. Originally, the Aryans seem to have lived somewhere in the steppes. Steppe is a mountain in Europe, is a grassland region in Europe, stretching from southern Russia to Central Asia. That means initially they living in Central Russia, then they move to Central Asia. Now, Central Asia, whenever you hear the word Central Asia, so in present time, Central Asia means the countries found in the north of Afghanistan. That means there are various countries named Turkmenistan, Tajikistan, Kazakhstan, Uzbekistan, Kyrgyzstan, 5 countries. These countries are known as Central Asia. So generally, people thought that they moved towards Central Asia and then they migrated towards India. So a group of them migrated from here to northwest India, where they were known as Indo-Aryans or simply Aryans. The Aryans are considered to represent, though this is very debatable topic, Aryan invasion or Aryan Dravidian war or Aryan Dravidian theory. This is very debatable topic. You are not involved to that debate. You have to aware about all the theories. That is important. This is the thought process of a civil servant aspirant. Okay. So Aryans, Central Asia, migrate from Central Asia to Northwest India. Then Aryans are considered to represent a linguistic group speaking Indo-European languages. That means Sanskrit and other likewise languages. They are known as Indo-European languages. They are distinguished by traditional historians and archaeologists from the non-Aryans Harappans of the preceding period. That means maybe they attack on the Harappans. Then migration, why they migrate? So archaeologists have made attempts to link various post-Harappan culture to the Aryans. The painted grey ware, that means the pottery developed at that time, they are known as PGW. PGW, that means painted grey ware, a grey ware which was later painted with various chemicals, has been repeatedly connected with Aryan craftsmanship. That means PGW found in this culture too. The archaeological evidence of migrations. Now leave all these things. The simple thing is, generally historians consent on a single thing, that Aryans are belong to Central Asia and they migrate to Northwest Asia. Okay, one thing. Various historians have various other opinions too. Some important, or one important is the Bal Gangadhar Tilak. You all heard about the Bal Gangadhar Tilak. Bal Gangadhar Tilak was a great freedom fighter, a great lawyer, a great mathematician. He wrote a book. He wrote a book named The Arctic Home of Vedas. He told that Aryans belonged from the Arctic region, that means near about the North Pole, and then they migrate towards India. Though this theory is not accepted now, but you have to remember the name of this book. This book was written by Bal Gangadhar Tilak. And another fact integrated with this, he also another book named Gita Rahasya. Bal Gangadhar Tilak also written and commentary on Bhagavad Gita named Gita Rahasya. And recently, in the many portion of country, Ganapati Puja celebrated. So the Ganapati Utsav was also again restarted by Bal Gangadhar Tilak. Okay, so connecting facts are important. Now, when they entered into northwestern India, that region at that time, they gave the name of that region as Aryavart. Maybe you heard about the word Aryavart, one of the ancient name of India, Aryavart. Okay. According to some other historians, this region where Aryans wrote their Vedas and other Vedic texts is also known as Sapta Sindhu region. Sapta Sindhu region. Sapt means the seven, Sindhu means the water. So Sapt Sindhu means the region or the land of seven rivers. These seven rivers are here: the Indus, the Vitasta, Askini, Parushni, Vipasha, Shatudri, and Saraswati. These seven rivers are the land of these seven rivers is known as the Sapta Sindhu region. Now, from these seven, six rivers are presently existed: Sindhu, or we can say Indus, and the other five are tributary of Indus river. Tributary means the supplementary river of Indus: Jhelum, Chenab, Ravi, Byas, Satluj. So these six rivers are still existed, though Aryans used different name for these rivers. Only Sindhu name was common, then the other name was different. And the seventh river was Saraswati. Saraswati is the most holy river for them, for Aryans, or which mentioned in the Vedas. But at present time, there is no Saraswati river flowing on the earth surface. Historians told that now this river is flowing underground, and there are some projects also ongoing to searching this river or to revive this river. Okay, so you have to remember these seven rivers name very carefully. This is very important. Okay, so Sapta Sindhu region means the land of seven rivers, and they given another name to this land or the whole North India named Aryavrat or Aryavart. I hope this all is clear. Now, came to this image. Come to this image. You can see there are two various colors, two various shade of orange color. Which is the darker one is the early Vedic period. Early Vedic period, the whole Vedic period was divided into two parts. First is early Vedic, second is later Vedic. Early Vedic also known as Rig Vedic. The Vedic period was existed from 1500 to 600 BC. So earlier 500 years, that means 1500 to 1100 BC is known as early Vedic period, and the later 500 years, that means 1000 to 600 BC is known as later Vedic period. Okay. Somashekar. Okay. So the map shows which is the darker shade of orange color. This is the early Vedic phase, when Aryans residing or living in this region in early Vedic phase. The Rig Veda wrought in this region. That means the upper part of Punjab, northern Punjab, Kashmir, and all these regions. And then slowly, continuously, they will move towards east as well as south. So now they move towards the Ganga Yamuna region, Ganga Yamuna rivers region, and they also move towards the south, the Narmada river region. Why they are moving towards these directions? Because Aryans used cow. Their major occupation was animal husbandry, and especially the cow. They have thousands and lakhs of cow, and to fulfill the requirement of these cows, they need larger pasture land which full with the grasses, the greenery, the small trees, because the food of cows, grasses, greenery, small trees. So they have to move towards these regions. Okay, is all clear? Very good. Now move to the next slide. There is an important fact, you can use that later. During the later Vedic period, that means from 1000 to 600 BC, they gradually moved eastward and came to occupy eastern UP. Now, here use a word Kausal. Kausal was a state at that time that is presently known as Ayodhya. Okay, and North Bihar, Videhi. North Bihar, the region North Bihar was known as Mithila, and the king of Mithila was Videhe or Videhe. Janak, you heard about the king Janak, the father of Sita. He also known as Videhe. Okay. Well, now we are discussing about the sources from which sources we develop this history or the Vedic period and other. So Vedic period is belong from 1500 to 600 BC, as I told. Two parts: later Vedic from 1000 BC to 600 BC. The previous one is known as the Rig Vedic. Now sources for both periods are, first of all, early Vedic and then later Vedic period sources. So the early Vedic literary sources, as I told you that there are two types of sources: literary sources and archaeological sources. So the literary sources of this period is obviously the Rig Veda, because only Rig Veda was found at that time. Only Rig Veda was written at that time, not any other Vedas. The Rig Vedic Samhita consists of up to 10 books or mandalas, I already told you. Then archaeological sources: excavation conducted in Punjab and Uttar Pradesh and northern Rajasthan along the Indus and Ghaggar rivers. Ghaggar river is flowing in Haryana. Over the last 40 years, have unearthed many post-Harappan or Chalcolithic settlement. Though these settlements are not provide any much knowledge for Vedic period, the important source is Rig Veda. Then what about later Vedic period sources? The literary sources are, so obviously the three other Vedas: Sama Veda, Yajur Veda, and Athar Veda. Books 1, 8th, 9th, and 10th of Rig Veda, which are written later. Other Vedic texts: Brahmanas, Sanhitas, 10th Mandal, Yajur Veda. These all are important sources for later Vedic. Now you thought, why Rig Vedic chapters? Because these chapters are written very in the late phase of early Vedic period. Okay, so that's why. Then archaeological sources. So in the Vedic literature, they use an word named Ayas. Ayas. Okay. Ayas means the ore, iron ore, as we told, iron ore. So ore is known as Ayas or Ayask in Sanskrit language. That is mentioned in the Vedas too. And archaeological evidences links iron to this Ayas word. Okay. They use the word Krishna Ayas, means the black Ayas. Ayas means iron. Okay. Now, as I told you that we have to read all the dimensions of this period: social, economical, political, etc., etc. So presently, early Vedic period and later Vedic period, we have to compare both these periods in each and every manner, like social unit, like chief or kings, like post of chief, administration, taxes, army, and status of Brahmins. So I'm just comparing this, and then we will conclude this class. First, social unit. So the people or Aryan's chief social unit was known as Jana. Here, Jana became the Janapada. That means now population is increasing. So Jana means the very few peoples. Now they are known as Janapada. And later, this Janapada converted into Mahajanpada when population is more increased after the invention of iron. Okay. So this comparison we will continue these all in the tomorrow's class. So we'll meet you tomorrow. Have a good day.